So, what inspired you to start your business?
It was about last summer, and I really wanted a rocket just like this, but instead of going to the store and paying $30 for one, I decided to go to a fabric store. And I bought a t-shirt, and I bought some fabric, and I ended up making one for a lot cheaper.
Every major company, such as Apple and Microsoft, started as a small business, usually by a teenager in high school. Here at Apex High, we have many students are entrepreneurs. As mentioned before, all major companies started as a small business, 70% of them being owned by a single person. There are 28 million small businesses in the U.S. and about 800,000 of them in North Carolina. Over half the small businesses in America are owned by a high school student. One of the many businesses at Apex High is owned by a student named Levi Warren. He has come up with a cool business called Frockets, which are front pockets. We met with him to give a little more insight on his Frockets.
So, what are Frockets?
Frockets, it's front pocket, and it's literally just this. It's like cool fabrics and a t-shirt in the shape of a pocket, and you can put stuff in it.
So, have you had any previous jobs?
Yeah, I worked at Anna's Pizza, and then I did some modeling.
Alright. So, did it affect your schedule in any way at all?
No, I could usually just make them on my own free time, and there wasn't really any rush. People were pretty patient.
So, how does it feel to work with Graydon?
Graydon's a great guy. He's a good business partner. He's very creative, and yeah.
We also met with Levi's partner, Graydon.
How does it feel to work with Levi?
I mean, Levi's a great guy, and he's pretty cool, so I like working with him. He's a great business partner.
When did you start to work with Levi?
I started to work with Levi like a month and a half ago, maybe? Yeah, I think that's what it is.
And are you that busy with the business with Levi?
Not at all. Levi's way busier with it, with his business, and honestly, all that we've done so far is, create ideas, and Levi's just carried on pretty much everything else, because he has all he knows the seamstress that does his rockets and everything. So.
What do you do to help out the business?
What do I do? Okay, so I provide a lot of ideas. Actually, I provide my laptop more than anything.
We met with one of Levi's customers to get her opinion on Levi's Frockets. Are you satisfied with Levi's Frockets?
Yes, I am. They're very high quality and they're cheap, so I like them.
Do you buy Frockets because Levi is your friend or because you like the Frockets?
Well, I liked Frockets at the time when I bought them, and I heard that I actually wasn't friends with him when I bought them, and then when I texted him and asked him for a Frocket, then we started talking, and yeah.
Would you recommend it to a friend?
Yes, I would.
Chase is a senior at Apex, and he runs a sunglasses business where he sells colorful sunglasses. His business got him in many newspapers such as News and Observer, Technician Online, and Article.wn.com. Many of these articles talk about how he started his business. We met with Chase and talked about his sunglasses business.
How do you feel about being in multiple newspapers?
I mean, it's definitely kind of different and unique because, one, I don't really read the newspaper a lot, but then when I was approached by newspapers and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, this is cool because it provides exposure in a way that I wouldn't really get elsewhere, because there's a difference between being in the school newspaper that I was featured in, but then when you're featured in the News and Observer and the newspaper at NC State and a couple other ones, it kind of spreads the brand awareness a little bit, and then people would contact me saying that they heard about me from the newspaper, and then I could kind of like network and build connections that way. So it's kind of cool.
And what inspired you to start your business?
I actually went and I bought a pair of sunglasses, and when I bought them, they ended up costing over $200, and they weren't really exactly what I was looking for in a pair of sunglasses. And then the idea kind of just came to me when I was like, there needs to be a more affordable pair of sunglasses that was what I wanted, like all the like customizable options and stuff like that, and like the high quality, because it's kind of like the really expensive sunglasses, and then there's like $5 sunglasses that you get at like the gas station or like wherever. So I kind of wanted to like create some of those in the middle.
Okay. Does doing this business affect your grades in any way?
At first it really didn't, but since the ball's kind of been rolling with it, it kind of has, but it's nothing dramatic. It's just like I'll push off my schoolwork instead of like doing it like right away. I'll kind of procrastinate a little bit and just get it done right before it needs to be done. But other than that, it just consumes a lot of time. I just have to not do other things to get my homework done.
How much money do you make?
Since we've launched, which has been about a month, we've made just over $7,700. So that's not bad for 30 days, but I'm not really profiting off of any of it yet because we're just reinvesting the money back into the company. So, I mean, technically I'm not making any money and spending it, it's all going back into it, but as it grows, I'll start taking money out.
Do you have any other jobs?
No, I just occasionally I'll like freelance design for people that need help with like designing a website or like a logo or help with branding or marketing, but no like actual like minimum wage type job that I do.
And did you take any business classes?
Actually, I didn't. People were like, what business classes did you take? Because there's like entrepreneurship class, there's like finance, but I really didn't, because my whole thing was, I think the best way to learn about entrepreneurship is doing it yourself, because you can't really teach someone to become an entrepreneur, because it's not like you're going to take a class and then you're instantly going to be like, have like a great idea and become successful because you took a class. And it's kind of like a learning experience, but there's definitely some aspects that I've learned that I wish I took the class, but I mean, the internet these days, the internet's just kind of crazy that you can just, whatever I needed, I could call a college professor or just look it up on the internet.
And do you think it would be a good idea to work with entrepreneurs?
Yeah, definitely, because one of the things that a couple of people that I've talked to that are like potential investors, they said that the biggest thing about like learning in school or doing it in the real world is like you're learning the process, but in school they teach you a lot about the like regulations, because there's a lot of aspects of growing a business that like the regulation side, like for sunglasses I have to like be approved by the FDA because it's kind of like a medical device because it's protecting your eyes, and there's just a lot of limitations and stuff like that you learn in the classroom, and also stuff like having a patent and stuff like that. You kind of like need the background experience in class that the school and other like schools like a community college or like a university will teach you that you can't really learn on your own, because you kind of have to have that knowledge, and it kind of helps a lot if you took a class like that.
We met with one of Chase's customers to get his opinion on his sunglasses.
Are you satisfied with the sunglasses?
Yeah, they're real cool. You can interchange all the parts, which is really cool, and pretty stylish. You can pretty much match it with any outfit you'd like.
Do you buy the sunglasses because you're friends with Chase or because you like them?
Probably because I'm friends with Chase, to be honest, but it's cool getting to being able to support a friend and seeing the progress he's made.
Would you recommend these?
Yeah.
We met with Principal White talking about his opinion on Apex's small businesses.
How do you feel about entrepreneurs at Apex High School?
I think that the spirit of entrepreneurship is one of the things that really makes our country great. That is that people take initiative and start businesses and become successful. I think that this year we've got at least one student who started a business that we expect to be very, very, very successful. one of our seniors, I don't, are you familiar with the baseball player who started the sunglasses company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Here, a senior in high school has started a company that has patented sunglasses. The sunglasses are going to be made in China. They have a website. I think it's fantastic, and it just shows that our students are very resourceful. I think that it also shows that our classes in marketing and business are very successful. And, you know, I would think that this would be something that would encourage him for the rest of his life. So I think entrepreneurship is great.
How do you think Apex High School's entrepreneurs have contributed to the success?
Well, I think they've contributed to their own success because you probably learn lessons starting these kind of enterprises that have life lessons that help you as you go to college and you graduate from college to become successful adults. I also think that when somebody sees a successful project like this one, the baseball one, that encourages other people to start their own businesses, which I think is a great experience. It's a great example of how to be successful.
We took a poll on how many people have heard of Levi's Sprockets, Chase's Sunglasses, and how many have owned a small business. And the results were out of 74 people, 30 have heard of Levi's Sprockets, 28 have heard of Chase's Sunglasses, and 16 have owned a small business.
After this project, what do you think of entrepreneurship?
I realize how much hard work goes into small business. People think they have a lot of free time and that's why they do it, but I realize now that they work really hard and it takes up a lot of their time, and I respect that.
Yeah, it also I also learned that it gives them a lot of experience with jobs and how to live in the real life and how to manage money. So, and I totally think that's awesome.
In this documentary, I've learned that entrepreneurship takes a lot more than creativity, and it takes time and effort that some people aren't willing to give, but the people that do, they prevail and become successful.
Overall, entrepreneurs at Apex High School have positively impacted the community and will go on to positively impact the world in the business industry.
I've learned that entrepreneurship takes a lot more than creativity. I've learned that entrepreneurship takes a lot more than just creativity, and it takes this book.
She's not gonna judge.
I've learned
Now the sun's in the way.
during this documentary, I've learned that
What angle are you at, too? You gotta hold it higher. It's like
Angle is fine.
no, it's not. Yeah, it's like crotch shot. What?
No, it's not.
I've learned that entrepreneurship takes a lot more than creativity, and it takes time and effort that some people aren't willing to give, but some are, and they prevail and are successful.
Overall,